Hello, creative souls. I'm super happy to be here today with you. I'm going to wait just a couple minutes to see who's going to join us for our creative business session. I'm here today on a Sunday to offer this business session for you because it was specially requested in the Creative Soul Online Retreat group. So there's a lot of you out there who are wanting to show up in a bigger way and offer your gifts. All right, we've got Lisa here, Roxy, super happy that you're joining us, Malika, amazing. Okay, awesome. Roxy's from Canada. Welcome. Please tell me where you're from. If you happen to be watching the replay, you're welcome to say hello and let me know more about you and what you are wanting to offer to the world. I'm so excited that you are here with us today. All right. So, I want to make sure, did everybody get the Artist Thriving Guidebook? That was one. And the second one was the visualization. So for any reason that you didn't get it, I will put it into this feed later on, and you can always download, and it'll be really, really helpful to get clear on your vision. Lisa said yes. She's from Idaho. This is such a perfect timing for me. I just sold my first painting. I had no idea how to go about it. Oh, congratulations. Super proud of you. Thank you for being here on a Sunday. Yes. I know some of you might be thinking of, why are you here on Self-Care Sunday and talking about business? And interesting enough, you know what? Self-care and business goes hand in hand. It really, really does. You have to do that self-care in order for your business, your creativity to thrive. So that is really, really big. So that's why I'm showing up today to offer this to you. Yes. Roxy said she did receive the guidebook, but not the visualization. Okay, so I'll be sending out the visualization in an email. So if you're on my list, you'll be receiving that shortly. And there's also in the feed in the Creative Soul Online Retreat, I posted it yesterday as a little treat. I have so much fun creating meditations and visualizations for you. So yes, so that is there. So you can always go back to that and do it. So I'll go ahead and introduce myself and kind of let you know kind of where I've started and kind of what my background is. And then I definitely want to hear from you and what it is that you want to step up and bring to the world. So I'm an art therapist. I've been an art therapist for 17 years. I've been practicing for 17 years, and I've been an artist all my life. And so for me, the art has kind of been kind of like a flux. Sometimes I'll put a lot of energy and sometimes I'll let it go. And so there was a time in my life where I have two beautiful children. I'm married, and I wasn't really doing my art. And it got to me. It got to me actually feeling very depressed. I had high anxiety, and I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy because I wasn't listening to my soul. You ever read that The Big Magic? Yeah, by Elizabeth Gilbert. She talks about having a calling. So it was during that time, I would say it was like kind of that dark night of the soul where I had a calling. The calling was, you need to make your art, and you need to make it, like consumable, putting it out into the world, just letting people know what you do, right? So yeah, that was kind of like my big calling. And so that was about 8 years ago, because before I would make my art, it was just for me. It was just, I went to art school, and I just love learning about art. I really didn't care about the business part or selling it, but I just knew that I needed to create it and I needed to learn, right? So that's kind of my experience. So at that time when I decided to put my artwork into the world, it's like, okay, I'm going to be starting this business. I want my art therapy services to be bigger. I want to be going online. I wanted to be able to reach more people. That was important to me. And by doing that, it's kind of like opening Pandora's box. It really, really, really is, because it was learning that I had a lot of skills to bring to the table that I needed to learn, right? So I had to hire some coaches. I had to do a lot of self-discovery, a lot of self-care, and learning learning my relationship with money, learning how to price my work, learning what my offers were about, my why, and then how I wanted to present myself and who I wanted to reach in the world. So it's huge. It was definitely a big thing for me. And so I've been nurturing this for the past 8 years, and I've learned so much, and I'm super happy where I'm at, and I'm super happy where I'm going because I've had some really great experiences. And that's why I wanted to offer some of these gifts to you. And also, I see here that Lisa is feeling the same way. And also it's definitely a growth process, right? And so for those of you who do need support, I am going to be at the end of this, I'll be offering you my gift and what I offer creatives and to help you with this process, because I know that we're all on our own journey and we're all going to have our unique experiences, and it's really about tapping into your intuition. And I'm going to be talking about that as we go over the guidebook about taking the next best step and what does that look like. When I first started my business, I just felt really overwhelmed because I had that shiny object syndrome where everything looked amazing. And I was like, I need to do this, I need to do that. And I was just kind of like burning myself out, right? So that's why I was talking about that self-care, how important it is to do the self-care and tap into source energy, tapping into getting into alignment, and really vibrate at that frequency where you are just attracting your clients to you, and they show up to you and they just say, I want to work with you, or I want to buy that painting from you because I just love the feeling that it brings to me. I really resonated, right? So Lisa says yes, most definitely. So that's what we're going to talk about. So if you have questions along the way, please ask. And I really just want to know kind of where you're at. What is your vision? So if you are an artist that is creating a product, which is amazing, if you create art or do anything like that, let me know here. Or if you're an artist that wants to offer services, such as healing workshops or online art groups or whatever it is, let me know here too, because you can have both. It's cool. I mean, I've been doing both for a long time. I always feel that, I've tried to go just doing the art thing, and I tried just doing the art therapy thing. And really my calling is to do both, and I'm not going to deny it. So I just feel like that's just part of why I'm here and what I offer to the world. So everyone is unique in what they offer. Tell me, Lisa's here, Malika's here, Roxy's here. What is it? What is your vision? So even if you haven't done the visualization, tell me, what is it that you offer? Is it the paintings? Is it your services? What is the vision? I would love to know what it is that you want to offer. So I'm going to just wait a minute, see what you guys type up. So go ahead. It's really important, especially when you want to manifest, to get clear with what it is that you're offering. So Lisa says she is an artist. Like you, I've been creating my whole life with a 10-year break. Oh, you did the break too. But back creating full force since 2014. Yes, and paintings. Amazing. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Cool. Anyone else want to share their gifts, what they love? We got to definitely connect with each other. That's why we're here, to support each other, right? Connect here on Facebook, connect in Instagram. I thought I wanted to get into art therapy because it is therapy for me too. I also was an art teacher for kids. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, we always go in different directions, and it's okay. There's no right or wrong here. Rashmila says, I have a calling to use art to bring the truth to the laymen, small girls and women. Oh, elementary age kids, Lisa says. Yes, awesome. Yeah, and art is definitely healing in itself just by creating it. And but there's the art therapy part is actually that background in in the psychology and the healing aspect of how you can use it therapeutically. So that's why the training is really important. Roxy says that it's good to hear to do both. I'm an acrylic painter, but I also give healing workshops I have developed and paint murals with another artist. Oh, I love murals. I'm a retired art teacher, so I love to teach. I also like to do community work such as murals. Malika says, I would love to coach intuitive women and design ecological clothes and bags, plus upcycle and recycle textiles to inspire. Beautiful. All of these are amazing. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah. When you think of these honeypots of what your gifts are, I mean, we hold so much magic. So it's not like you could just have to go with just one. You know, when we think of our honeypots, you know, you can make money in many, many different ways. You know, I write books. I make money that way. I teach classes. I do art therapy. I sell my painting. So I have a lot of different revenues, and that's good. It's good to, you know, use your gifts and whatever way resonates with you, that brings you excitement, right? So I don't want to ever go back to that like feeling that I have to do everything, because that's not really my goal or my mission, is to do everything, but just going with that aligned action, right? Ah, awesome. Michelle says, I'm an artist and waitress, and I like to be just an artist and painter. Okay, Michelle. I work with a lot of women that, you know, they juggle two things, but just because the waitress isn't like an artistic thing. But if it's serving you, if it's paying your bills, it's bringing you food, you know, don't cut that down. You know, you're making connections where you're at. You're meeting people, you're creating relationships. Those are your customers. Those are those people that are going to buy from you. You know, that's something we're going to actually be going through in here. So don't ever cut that opportunity just because you're a waitress or just because you work at some retail store. You can use your creativity while you're there. Actually, I worked with one woman. She worked at a grocery store, but she was the artist that created all the design work. You know, there's nothing wrong with that, as long as you're using your creativity to, you know, benefit you in some way as well, that you can express yourself. And then, you know, you can also have that going full time as well. All right, so let's just jump in. I love hearing your vision. And I want to hear more from you as well. And I'm kind of curious, what do you need help with at this moment? So I did do this guide. I'm hoping that you just didn't read through it and just kind of like answer questions in your head. Part of this process is actually going in and writing things out. There's so much more power when you put that pen to the paper. Okay, so do some journaling about this. Lisa says, you're amazing, lots of fat. Oh, thank you. But honestly, I do it only what I feel excited about doing, right? And Marie says, how much? Yeah, I'm kind of curious what your question is through that. Lisa says, I'd like to learn more about the business side, how to price paintings, money managing, and budgeting. Okay, yes. You know, I went to art school, like I had mentioned before, and they actually didn't teach me anything about the business side. So that was one of those eye-opening experiences of starting a business, is not really knowing the details, right? So we're going to just kind of jump into that. So that's good. Thank you so much for sharing. And also the marketing. Yes, all of that goes hand in hand. So if anyone else have questions, like what you're struggling with, what is it your time management? Is it your pricing? Yeah, kind of where you're at. I would love to know. You can go ahead and ask here. Hey, Fran, so happy you joined us. All right, so we'll just keep moving on. If anyone else wants to, oh, Roxy has mentioned what she wants help with. Let's see. This sounds so good. So many ways to do things. I need to find new ways to market, as shows and markets are not happening. So how to do more online? Most definitely. As an entrepreneur, it's incredibly important to be adaptable, right? We're finding new ways to represent yourself, represent your art, and to reach people. So, you know, doing things online is incredibly important. You know, I was talking to another artist the other day, and she was saying, oh, with this epidemic, as you know, I can't make any money now. That is so not true. You can definitely make money now. People are still buying things. Yes, there are people that are suffering, but that's happening without the pandemic right now, right? So this is definitely an opportunity to maybe change the way you're, you know, perceiving things, or change the way you're marketing and putting yourself out there. Rashmila says, the questions from the guidebook scared me. And when I journal like that, I get fake answers that appear as real, but I know these are not the real answers. Rashmila, thank you for being honest, because your honesty that's like, awareness is the first step, right? And this is where we have to take like a really good look of where do you need support. And that might be where you need support, is being honest with yourself and being honest with your answers in order to do the work, that inside job, because this is all an inside job. This is all the energy work of being able to get into that alignment, and really put your artwork, put your services out into the world. Okay, so I do appreciate you being honest there. Roxy says, pricing and ways to make art more accessible, like rent to own. Okay, that's definitely doable. Lisa says, same here. Currently, I only share my art on IG. I know I have to branch out, but I'm scared. Yes, I just sold my painting this last week. Yes, you are scared because of just branching out. So looking at where that scared is coming from. Okay, so I think that might have to do with that confidence level, right? So we're going to jump into that here too. Rashmila says, how to package my gifts and to offer that brings me joy and services other and fulfills me. Okay, well, let's keep on going here, because thank you so much for sharing what you're struggling with, where you need support with. This is why we're having this conversation, right? All right. So number 3 is, what is your message? What feelings does it provoke? Who is purchasing your art? Describe them in detail, their education level, their finances, their social life, their work. So who are these people that you are selling to, right? Or who you want to sell to if you aren't really selling just yet. So just think of these women. Are they men? Where do they like to hang out? So really getting a clear picture of who they are. It's super important. Yesterday, this is Rashmila's comment. Yesterday I tried journaling, couldn't journal without my back pain simultaneously, doing this slowly and integrating. I couldn't do this journaling for a few years. I do energy healing every day though. Okay, and a lot of times some of these things that are coming up, they are related to either some like traumas in the past or issues that you've never really healed. That's honestly the truth. If you're having some issues, so energetically, it's like being able to look and dive deeper into those to see what those connections are, because everything is connected. Everything. Lisa says, very hard for me to share my art with normies. I feel more comfortable sharing with fellow artists because I feel they understand, whereas normies, non-artists, can tend to be more judgmental, haters. Art is so personal to me, and I'm a sensitive person. It's about not caring about the haters, I guess, for me. Most definitely. I guess I almost feel like we should just kind of go there, because I feel like the self-confidence is really something that you would need to work on to build it up, because when you're thinking about your ideal client and what you're selling and who these people are that would like your work, it's important to have that in mind. But also, when you're in that energetic space of creating your art, and sharing your art, you don't want to, there's always going to be someone that's not going to like your work. And who cares? Like, you really have to have an attitude of just being strong in yourself and what you believe in, right? This is all about you and who you are and how you show up, right? So it is about having that confidence. That's that solar plexus work that just got to get strengthened and get stronger, because if you are going to focus on the haters, you're only going to bring in more haters. You want to focus on the people who are going to attract your work. There's always going to be someone that loves what you do, okay? Lisa says, sorry, I missed your question. Our why. Yeah, like just going back to your why. Why are you creating? Are you just creating to make money? That's just probably not going to get you very far. It's not going to really speak to people to buy your work. So if you're creating from a place of your own joy, of your own love, then it's going to vibrate, and people are going to feel that. Or they're going to feel your own energy, when you created your work. All right. Lisa says, yes, I have to work on my solar plexus strength. Yes, the solar plexus has to do with so much about, your self-confidence, your purpose, and your boundaries. Super important. And that also, the bottom three chakras are what most creatives get stuck on. That root chakra, which is their relationship to money, and family life. What are those stories that were told to you? What are your first relationships with money, and your family relationships? And then also, that the sacral chakra is that next one, is just having fun, being able to enjoy, being open to receive, being creative, and then letting go what no longer serves you, right? And then that solar plexus, that's where that purpose is. That's where that's that gem, that lustrous gem that you really want to shine. So really being able to just balance those three chakras can really boost you up. And I feel like for myself, when I was able, when I did balance those chakras, when I learned more information about how to do that for myself and started teaching it to other people, that's where that alignment showed up for me. Because a lot of artists just like to live in their head. They really do. They like to be in that, creative ideas and, just getting things, but they don't know how to bring it down, bring that vision down to earth, being able to manifest it. So it's really looking at how to do that on an energetic level. So that's why I'm saying, with showing up on Self-Care Sunday, this is all about self-care, right? This is about nurturing your soul, nurturing what you're doing, right? All right. So number 4, let's move on. Malika says, I just need to make more money. Okay, so energetically, just saying that, you're saying that you don't have enough, and that when you are in a needy space, you're only going to attract more of desperateness. Okay, so it's actually, when we're talking about manifesting, especially with our business, and you have to come from a place of abundance and come to a mindset that, all you have to do is tap into the source energy, and you are connected. And I've seen it for myself on many occasions when I can be so appreciative and being open and being just grateful when I do that money work and that healing work. The universe has always gifted me, and it's been able for me to raise my prices from $1,000 painting to a $3,000 painting to a $4,500 painting. I've been able to move myself up because of that energetic healing, right? So you have to be able to be really, intentional with your words. Okay, so it's being really intentional to how you're showing up and what those relationships are. And a lot of times we're not aware of it until someone points it out, right? So that's kind of the reason why I wanted to come on here today is just to let you know that's one of my gifts of what I offer in one of my programs, the signature program, Art of Manifesting and Healing, is that we look at that and really dive deep of where did those mindsets come from? Where did that limiting beliefs come from? And be able to heal that in order to increase your money. It just happens, right? The universe just makes it happen when you can start changing your beliefs around things. Just going to read something that Lisa said. Thank you so much is what I need to hear. Beautiful. I'm so happy that you are here. Yes, Lisa says, I create from a place of wholeness. Now, wholeness would be completing that part of the equation, which is making the sale. Okay, so what's stopping you from making the sale? Is it that there's a fear of putting yourself out there? Is it a fear of, is it the relationship with money, of how to price your work? And so, just looking at, what is stopping you, and then how do we get to that next step, right? So, you have to be bold. Number 4 is about being bold. It's about sharing your art consistently and shamelessly, putting your work out there. Let the world know you're a creator. Take nice images, be creative in your displays. Yeah, so as you're being bold, you have to be creative and putting your art out there in different ways, putting it in spaces where people can start to see how that would look in their own home, right? And so you can be creative and set it up in your space, or you can find apps where you can play with putting your art in their spaces in the apps. So that's just one idea, but it's also about being creative of that is marketing, being bold and just consistently showing up. That is where people can say, oh, this is what she's about. This is what she has to offer. And when they're ready, they will come back to you. That's why you need to consistently show up. I know that was the last thing on here, but consistency is super important because it makes people remember you and remember what your offer is. I'm just going to read what Roxy says. I have found that to be true this past 2 years. That resonates with me big time. Lisa says, I think it's vulnerability. Yes. And how important is it to be vulnerable? How important is it to just show up as your true self and share your gifts and just know that that you're being guided right now by source energy. They wouldn't have even, the universe wouldn't have given you this gift, right? And so if you can go back to, that's where if it's coming from source energy, then I should be sharing this gift. But if it's coming from a place of fear, it's usually that's the ego. And that ego is that's that solar plexus of, just that self-confidence is saying, this is my ego talking. I don't have to listen to it. I can put it aside. That's not why you're here, right? You're here to show up and really to serve. Malika says, thank you for your reply and feedback. I think I just have to dare to start with this project. Okay. Yeah. I'm curious what you mean by this project. So is it a project that you're wanting to start on, or is it just actually answering the questions to here? Because I know that some of you had said that you were scared to answer the questions or not being honest. And that's the part where I was talking about this going deep and doing the healing is really discovering, where you need to shine the light. And okay, so let's keep going. Michelle says consistency is important. Yes. Okay, yeah, well, let's talk about consistency. There was this movie that I had watched, and it had one of my favorite artists is Shepard Fairey. If you guys know who he is, he's a really famous street artist. And back when I was like 20 years old, I lived in San Francisco, and he went around and he posted this giant. He made this like little sticker giant. He posted all over San Francisco. I didn't really know what the giant was about, but I thought it was kind of cool. I found some stickers with the giant. I put it on my little scooter because I was riding around a little scooter back then. And later on, I want to say this is about the time I started my business, about 8 years ago, and I watched this movie that was created about like why he created the giant and why he kept putting it all around San Francisco. And now he's like a super uber famous artist. And he said that because of the repetition of people seeing something, they automatically thought it was important. And so it's like a psychological trick. And I thought it was important. I got the sticker. I put it on my scooter. I thought this was cool. I still have the scooter. I still have the sticker. I still love his work. And I was like, oh my God, how amazing. It really does work, because it doesn't even matter if that giant little onto the sticker was good or bad. That wasn't the point. It was just that the repetition of seeing something. There's another artist here in Miami. I'm not going to say names, but he has this orange with a happy face. I know anywhere you go in Miami, you're going to see this like orange with a happy face. I'm like, what the hell? What's up with this orange with a happy face? Sometimes it has legs. And you're like, hey, doesn't matter if it's good or bad. I'm not judging anyone's work. But the fact that he repeats this all over Miami. I was walking in Bloomingdale shopping one day, and there's that orange as a like life-size sculpture, a three-dimensional sculpture. I was like, oh my gosh, this is what Shepard Fairey was talking about. The more that you put it out there, the more someone's going to think it's important. And they put it in the store, right? I'm sure he sold that for like thousands and thousands of dollars, right? So that's why it's important to be bold. That's why it's important to be consistent and just showing up, because your people are going to find you. And that happy face, I'm sure when people see it, makes them happy too, right? All right. So that's one of my stories of why it's important to be bold and consistent. Building your community, connecting with, your like-minded souls. That's why I created the Creative Soul in my retreat, because I wanted to connect with you guys. I really wanted to connect with other artists. And it's about, being able to connect with the people that are actually going to purchase your art as well, or you're going to offer your services to. Strengthening your relationships. So many collectors purchase more than one piece of art, and then keep in touch regularly with potential customers and clients. Yeah, so I know Michelle was saying that she was a waitress. You know what? You're meeting customers all the time. What an amazing time to let them know that you're an artist, or that you are, that you have a website, or just, sharing something like a cute doodle on their receipt. It's just you always have an opportunity to let people know what you do. Michelle likes the story. Yeah, it's cool. It's so cool how it works and how I saw that manifested in more ways than just one time. Lisa says, I knew an artist who gained a ton of followers and then sales because she created and gave away 100 paintings. I was thinking of doing that, so my circle in real life knows I'm an artist. Beautiful. And if that's what your intuition is telling you to do, do it. I actually know a really successful artist too on Instagram that did that, and his followers went, he's amazing anyway. Like he was doing these portrait faces, just real quick sketches, and then sending them off. And he actually, it went viral basically. Yeah. So do it if that's what's inspiring you. That's what this is about. It's about getting into your intuition and knowing. All right. Finances. Okay, I know we discussed this a little bit because Malika had brought this up about knowing what your ideal money-making goal. So it's actually, this is sitting down and then knowing how much your art is worth, and knowing how many paintings that you want to sell, or how many services that you want to sell. And this is part of that manifesting process. You got to sit down, you got to write it down, and you say, does this work for me? Right? Is this going to long term? Am I going to be able to sell this to my ideal customers, and how many would I have to sell? And it's also looking at your finances right now. Some people don't even do that, about having an art date. Money date. I call it money date, like a monthly money date with yourself or your spouse, to look at what's going out, what's coming in. The same thing with your business, right? I don't want to miss out on your comments. It might be cool to get postcards made and send them out to those who have my art and those who want my art in their homes. Yeah, I definitely do that. Every 6 months I send out postcards, and it's kind of like a thank you. Hey, I'm here. If you ever need art again, I'm available. I'm making new things. It's definitely good energy to keep in touch and keep those relationships going, right? All right. Number 8, moving on. I'm loving all these hearts. Thank you. Making a marketing plan. Yes. So this is something that I can't really go into great detail here because we've already been talking for 35 minutes, but this is something that I do offer in my course. I have a business course that I'm going to be talking about in just a little bit, but it is about making that marketing plan and putting your finances and seeing how you can grow, right? So how you include your budget, who you're selling it to, and how you see it. So it's, it goes hand in hand with your relationship with money, your finances, how much you want to invest in your marketing, how you're going to boldly put yourself out there, and, being consistent. Number 9, I said book consistency. Yes. Of going out there and putting it out there on a consistent basis, so that when they're ready, they're going to come back to you, right? I know that I have someone that I was working with, and, for a few months she was putting out her designs and her work, and, and then she just stopped. And you know what? When somebody wants that piece of art, they're not going to think of her because she's not consistently doing it. So that's why it's important to show up in people's emails, show up in their mailbox, show up on your Instagram, so they know that, you're in here for the long haul. And if you're going to create a business, you can't just I'm going to just do this for the next couple of years. No, this is like really long term. This is looking at what's the next 10 years going to look like? What's the next 20 years going to look like? And that's what excites me, because I can't wait to see how much my growth is going to be, in 10 years, or how much my paintings are going to change, right, and evolve. So that's what excites me. So this is really looking at the big picture of what is your legacy, what it is that you want to bring to the world, right? So that's exciting, really exciting. Yay, I love one of your postcards. Oh, Lisa, will you send me your address? I'll send you one. And maybe she was talking to Roxy because she wants to put it up. Yeah, I would love one of Roxy's cards too. Let's share it with each other. So we'll have to like private message each other. That would be cool. Okay. And I talked about consistency because the marketing and creating go hand in hand. So it's about your time management too, which is huge. I feel like the three, spaces where creatives get a little stuck, definitely with the finances, the relationship with money, their consistency, and how they spend their time. Really about, the business part gets, it's got to get some love. And then that creating part's got to get some love. So it's really about nurturing both in order to be successful and be able to get it out there. And so it says creating structure in your day to do a little both or one or the other. Yes, that's that root chakra again, creating structure. And then joy, number 10, my favorite. I feel like the biggest shift in my business has come from just finding so much joy and in my offers, finding so much joy in my services, and finding so much joy in my creating and putting it out there. Because people feel that. People feel that through the interwebs, right? Like even showing up today, I was super excited to be here and doing that. So it's not just about the creating part, but it's also about putting yourself out there and showing people like they want you to be, they want to feel that excitement too. But if you're showing up and you're like scared, you got fear, they're going to sense that too. They're like, what's this? And they're not going to resonate with it as much. Rashmila says, I need some help with doing a daily art practice, consistently being able to do that feels like a task. Yeah. That is something that I'm offering in my Artist Thriving course. So I'm going to talk about that now, so it can help you with those aspects in the business. Because when you are energetically aligned, showing up to do your work is so much joy. That it's not something like a task. It's something that's fun to do, and you're doing it when you are feeling aligned action. It's not like you're coming from a place of lack or need, right? So I had mentioned this earlier about that I am going to be offering you something if you do need that support. And so one of the offers it's called the Artist Thriving course. And this is where you receive like a dive deeper into the guide that I sent you, where it really does have, how to structure your day, how to, create that consistency in content, in order to reach your ideal clients. So it's a 7-week course. You're going to get a weekly, you get information about how to actually nurture that business. And then you get 2 special sessions with me, 2-hour sessions with me, where we really like game plan and implement. So this is really independent work. So it's about you taking that initiative and doing the work. And you do have those 2 sessions with me. So if you're at that place where you feel that you can do that, that's amazing, right? So when I was first starting out, I needed more support than that. I really did. I really was happy that people showed up in my lives that were able to support me a little bit deeper in order to heal. I could call it my money monster, heal my money issues that I was, how scared I was about showing up. First time I ever posted one of my art pieces on Facebook, I actually literally ran into my bed and hid under the covers. Like I was like terrified. That's how scared I was of putting my artwork out into the world. So imagine, I'm a turtle. I say that all the time because I would hide in my shell. And I don't do that anymore. I know that, turtles are amazing and they can move at a slower pace, and that's cool. So if you're needing more support like me, that I needed that hand holding, I do offer the Healing and Manifesting program. So this goes deeper. This is a much deeper program where you get 14 sessions, and it is basically about, building your self-confidence. It's about that accountability. It's about creating your game plan, about putting yourself out there and energetically getting aligned. Because when you are aligned, like I said, you're going to be in the flow and things are going to come easier. So if that's where you're at, that's where you kind of be honest and it's like, okay, I'm ready to invest in myself. So a lot of times it's knowing that you're worth it. That's that solar plexus of knowing that you are worth stepping up. You're worth of investing in yourself so that you can do the work, the healing work, in order to manifest that dream, right? So yes, so I am here for you. I'm going to put the links on here. The Artist Thriving course is, I'll put the link on here. If you would like to know more about the Healing and Manifesting Signature Program, that's a little bit deeper. I'll also put the link on here as well, because I do consultations and I make it really affordable, like monthly payments, so you don't have to pay all in full. So I do really work with artists and creatives who are stepping into their light and ready to take that next step. Okay, I'm going to go back a little bit. Can I go back? Yeah, let's see what some of your comments are. I love the connection of making that sale. We connected on the art level. If I didn't create the painting, there would be no connection. Yes, you definitely connect on a soul level when you put your artwork out there and you find people that resonate with your work. It's such an amazing feeling, right? Yes, I need a business mentor. Did your husband help you at all? No, actually, my husband hasn't helped me at all. He's an artist as well, but he is not interested in selling his work. Actually, he has sold his work in the past, but that's not like his main focus. He's actually a teacher, an art teacher, and he's totally happy doing that. And no, I haven't really gone to my husband at all as my mentor. I've reached out to actual coaches who have helped me and got me where I'm at today. Yes, I put it on Facebook and took it down 9 hours later. I can do both. I live in a turtle. Oh, okay, like you live in a shell. Yes, I understand that. I used to be that way. Lisa says, what about others? My local friends thinking I was tooting my own horn with the sale of my art. I shared because the joy was feeling, but I didn't want to come off as I'm so great. Well, you are so great. You are amazing. And you should toot your own horn, because if you don't celebrate yourself, why would anyone else celebrate you, right? It's just like, put it out there. And actually, when the universe sees that you know that you're worthy, that you are high vibe, it's going to celebrate you, and it's only going to bring more of that energy to you. So you can't be scared of that. Don't be scared of shining your light. Put it out there. Okay, thank you. There's so much perfect timing for me. Yes, I couldn't sleep for 2 nights in a row. So nice. My husband doesn't understand the whole thing. Yeah, my husband was telling me to actually, just promote my services or my art to people in Miami. And I was like, no, I feel so much bigger than that. I mean, I want to sell internationally, which I do sell internationally. So it's like, I want to think more global, think bigger, right? Yeah, so I totally understand with the husband thing. Nice to hear business from artist viewpoint. I do post often, but I keep keeping up with all the platforms. Yep. So that's something that I offer in Artist Thriving course about how to be consistent in all the platforms and make it easy for yourself. So it's about creating that content, that planner, and being able to do it with much ease. So again, I would love to support you if you are someone that is ready to take it to that next step, that you're looking for a mentor or a coach or ready to do the healing work. Because like I'm saying, I've been an art therapist for 17 years. So this is like my gift to other people. And it's so amazing to see other creatives thrive and shine because they make that connection. They are able to look in their past and heal whatever needs to be healing, or get through those blocks and change their mindset so they can really listen to your intuition and take the next best step. Lisa says, did you start selling them only in Miami first, like baby steps? I think I need to take big baby steps. Yeah, I did start selling in Miami. I mean, I sold work when I was in college, which wasn't in Miami because I lived in San Francisco for a while. I lived in Atlanta for a while. But when I actually started the business, I started selling in shops and coffee shops and boutiques. I was doing a lot of local stuff, but I also knew in my heart that I wanted to go bigger. So yeah, taking baby steps, but you can work online is incredibly important. Roxy says your therapy book is fabulous. You are a gift. Oh, thank you. Oh, love this, that artists are supporting artists. Most definitely. So I am super happy you're here. If you have any more questions, you're welcome to reach out. If you're interested in applying to the Artist in Healing and Manifesting course, I will put that link on here. It's my calendar. It's a online calendar where I do a 30-minute consult so that you can kind of know what we're going to be working on and how I'll be able to support you in your journey. Because this is not like just a few months. This is like long term. You got to really think about your legacy and how you're going to move forward. Or if you just want to do the Artist Thriving course where you're going to get just more in-depth information and you're going to do it on your own, then you can do the smaller package, the Artist Thriving course. Lisa says, I have some art in a local gallery shop, which is closed right now. Yeah, so that's just one stream. That's just one avenue. And that's why I say you got to open yourself up and being able to connect in many different ways, different avenues, different platforms. It's planting seeds in many different places. Lisa says, I'll definitely reach out to you and check out your mentoring courses. Yes, we need to build a strong foundation. Most definitely. You gotta energetically work on those, the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus, and you will start to see those shifts. The universe does reward you, I promise. All right, I will get going. If you have any more questions, please let me know. I'm going to post the links on here. I'll be sending out another email later today. If you missed the visualization, it'll be in there, and I'll post the replay if you want to share this with friends who think that this would benefit as well. Lisa has more questions. She says, do you sell only originals and prints too? I sell both. Yeah, I have both available. Yeah, so not everybody can, spend thousands of dollars on a painting. So prints are always, available too. All right. I hope you have a beautiful afternoon. I look forward to speaking with you. And again, if you need support, I am totally here for you if you're ready to take that next step in investing in yourself. Thank you. I loved your questions and your feedback. Okay, take care. Bye.